What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's good. We are back with the Night 2 Wrestlemania Powerbomb. Much the same as last night. I am not going to go through everything, but I did uh, make some notes about some things that I thought were notable and things that stuck out to me. Now, I fully understand that there are things that probably were notable to other people um, that I'm probably leaving out, um, but these were just the things that were noticeable and notable to me. I don't, um, I'm not gonna do a full show review because anybody that knows that's been around me for more than 5 minutes knows that my voice ain't as strong as it used to be, and it don't take much for it to get up and walk away. So I'm just gonna do like I did yesterday and hit the highlights and hopefully be out of here in 30 minutes or less. Yesterday I clocked in 24:45, so um, I didn't have a goal going into yesterday what I wanted to hit, but that 24:45 kind of gives me an idea of what what I can do. So I'm looking to hit a goal of 30 minutes or less, and I'll have this out to you guys um, almost as soon as it's done. So here we go. Sit back and like I always say, wrestling tends to um, create back and forths with people. So if I missed something that you thought was notable, um, don't be afraid to mention it to me. Don't and we can go through it. Um, I'm not above a discourse. So anyway, um, the Randy and Bray match was, I can't even say it was okay to me because it was just one of those things like, what the hell did I just watch? I don't know what they're doing with Alexa and the Fiend coming out of this. That isn't really clear, but I guess I have to do what I always do and sit back and watch it play out. The notable thing here wasn't anything to do with the match, but um, something to do. Randy, I believe this is the first time he's ever wore white gear. I remember him wearing all blue gear, all red gear, all peach gear. Matter of fact, that peach gear is the gear that he wore first time that he won the um, world's title at SummerSlam in 2004 when he beat Benoit. So he has worn different colored gear um, before. It's just been a while, and I've never seen him wear predominantly white gear. I thought his gear was pretty cool, and I did enjoy Bray's tribute in his gear to the late Mr. Brody Lee, John Hubert. Seeing as this was Bray's first match since Mr. Hubert's passing. But yeah, not too much to speak about there. Work-wise or story-wise, it's kind of one of those fuck did I just watch kind of deals there. Um, um, then we got to the women's tag title um, match. Uh, Natalia and Tamina and Nia and Shayna. Um, I thought this was okay for what it was. I actually much preferred um, the tag team turmoil um, match from yesterday or from night one. Um, you know, seeing this match and seeing the turmoil match got Natty and Tamina there into that shot. Kind of wish that they would have just made it a six-pack challenge tag team turmoil match for the tag belts, but that is just my own personal preference after seeing how it played out. Somebody somewhere in Peacock Land missed the goddamn dump button because at one point Nia was beating Tamina down and she was talking to her while she was doing it, and she said, "You ain't shit for nothing, you ain't shit, whatever." And it came through loud and clear, and they did hit the dump button, but it was just a little bit too late, like a second and a half late. And so that came. Whoever's running the dump button, Peacock is getting a stern talking to tomorrow, I'm telling you. Shayna and Nia retain the belts. I'm okay with that, I guess. I wouldn't have minded a title switch here, if not for Natalya, because I hate Natalya's unoriginal ass. But I wouldn't have minded the title change here, because of Tamina, and she's never really had her time to shine because she's always been injured and she can't stay healthy. So, I wouldn't have really minded a title change here, but Tamina and Nia, or Tamina and Nia, I'm still thinking about Nia's trash talk. Shayna and Nia retain pretty okay. It was okay. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it was okay. Next on my list here, the note I have here wasn't exactly for the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match itself. It was for the end of it. Kevin Owens stuns Logan Paul after Logan Paul basically pushes Sami away like he's nothing. And that to me was the most exciting part of the match. And it happened when the match was fucking over. I was really disappointed by this one, given the two people that were involved. Just felt like filler to me and rushed. I don't get the celebrity involvement in this one, but it was what it was. Didn't really like it. Could have done without it. And both guys hopefully move on to something a little bit better than this coming off of this. Because this was the absolute dog shits. I don't even mind telling you that. Let's see, next here. They cut to a segment backstage with Riddle, Great Khali, and Rob Van Dam. This was pretty funny because I don't think promoting a rolling paper line that you have if you're Rob Van Dam is considered okay by Peacock standards and practices, but nothing was like dumped or anything, so I guess we'll know in the next couple of days if there are reports about that coming out. I just thought it was funny because Riddle was trying to sell scooter ideas to Great Khali, who I was never even a follower, just standing there, much less, whatever. And, it was good to see Ranjin Singh was with him at first. I wish they would have kept Ranjin Singh in there to do Khali's talking for him, because I didn't know what he said. But it was pretty funny. Was what it was, It was placed there to kind of get a chuckle, and it served its purpose. Alright, next. First obvious mess up that I saw and could point out as a mess up came in the US title match with Riddle and Sheamus. Sheamus went to give Riddle a white noise off of the second rope and slipped. He had him in position for it and just slipped off before he could, jump off and hit the move. So he fell off, he kind of slipped off the ropes. And being the pros that both of these guys are, they improvised and Sheamus ended up hitting a Brogue out of a moonsault from Riddle, which was beautifully timed, and it was a cool visual. And Sheamus beats Riddle clean in the middle for the US title, 1, 2, 3. But yeah, that's the only obvious mess up that I saw, and I think the improvisation on the finish there was because of the slip, because I think, and I don't know this to be fact, not reporting it as fact, but I think the second rope white noise was actually supposed to be the finish, but things happen because while there weren't obvious weather issues tonight, there were some, I would think, because the ropes are wet from the rain, I guess, coming down a little bit, and, they did what they do, two pros. Glad to see Sheamus came out with the title. I don't have any issues with the finish here. And the botch, if you want to call it that, nobody thought that one you can actually put on Mama Nature. So, Mama Nature, you fucked up. Anyway, let's see, what else did I have here? Yeah, it was cool to see Wale perform Biggie to the ring, because Biggie is becoming a big enough star to want entrances like that, and so it's kind of cool to see that. And the match itself, it was good. There wasn't anything within the structure of the match before the finish that I can complain about. I don't know why they had to call it a Nigerian drum fight, because it was basically just a no holds barred, anything goes match. And I don't get why you just can't call it that. Why do you have to make it fancy? No holds barred matches aren't meant to be fancy anyway. And Kelly and I were talking about that on Twitter, and we don't know either. I have said coming in to this that I thought Apollo needed the win, and I stand by that. Apollo needed the win, and I'm happy he got the win. I just wish it would have been clean with no interference, because when Dude came in and wasted the knee after he hit the big ending, I had no idea who the fuck that even was, and then I found out later on Twitter via Sean Rossap from Fightful that it is actually Dabba-Kato from Raw Underground when that was a thing, and he was wasting everybody in shoot fights. I guess that shows you what impression Raw Underground made on me, because I had no clue who the fuck he was. And even when Sean said it was Dabba-Kato, I'm like, who? So, it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. I like that Apollo is finally, after all this time, being given something to sink his teeth into and, run with. And, hey, almost is with AJ. That's not going to be anything but good for him, and Dabba-Kato with Apollo is going to help Dabba as well, because Apollo can do the work and Dabba-Kato can come in and back clean up just like almost or whatever his name is. So yeah, glad that Apollo got the belt. He needed the win. I stick to that. I stand by it. But I just wish it would have been clean. So yeah, I do. I wish it would have been clean. Asuka and Rhea Ripley was, in my own personal opinion, pretty good back and forth. It was one of those matches where, nobody had a sustained advantage for too much time, and I think that Rhea's star. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I hate that she was supposedly Plan D, according to Sean Rossap from Fightful. Because the first plan, I guess, was to do Charlotte and Lacey, but Lacey got knocked up, so there you go. And Charlotte got COVID, so that's out. And then they were gonna pivot to Asuka and Charlotte. Again, Charlotte got COVID. Don't know what Plan C was, but apparently this was Plan D. And I get all the people saying it's too soon, it's too soon, it's too soon. But given the circumstance under which we were working, this, at least to me, was the best possible matchup for Asuka at this point. And on event posters and cards like that, it says card subject to change, and suitable replacements will be found. I think once they couldn't do Charlotte and Lacey, they were trying to pivot to Charlotte Asuka, then Charlotte got fucking COVID, of course. And so had to find a suitable replacement that wasn't already booked in for something else. and Rhea got that spot, and Rhea beat her clean in the middle and took the title. I'm not going to shit on it because it was a clean finish, and it'd be interesting to see what Rhea can do and where they go now that Rhea actually has the title. Um, but I get it, I get the noise, all that. It's personal preference, I guess. Um, my next little note here. All right, at this point, my next note, the Bellas came out and wasted Bayley because she was flat for her gums about being a host and not being involved and not being respected or whatever. And the Bellas music hit, and it was funny first to see them come out and waste her and shut her pie hole. I don't think that was the spot for them. I like the idea, but it was executed with the wrong people. That would have been perfect for a Becky surprise return. And, just shut Bayley's mouth and run from there. But I will give credit where it's due, as much as I don't like what they've turned Bayley into. Don't get me started. She did have a pretty good line about John Cena to Nikki that kind of started the beatdown. Didn't write it down, so I can't repeat it because I don't remember it. But it was pretty funny, and I'll call a spade a spade. It was perfectly delivered, perfect spot. Like I said, the idea, I liked the idea, I just didn't like the way it was executed, because you could have used it to bring Becky back, or possibly even elevate somebody else. Because Bellas don't need it. But what do I know? I've only been watching this for 30 plus. Let's see. Next. Okay. All the interference in the main event from Jey Uso wasn't expected. Was expected. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna shit on it because it was all part of the story and it was set up well. This is the match in the triple threat for the Universal Championship that saved night 2 for me. All three guys worked hard and had their moments where you thought that Daniel was going to get the title, thought Edge was going to get the title, and figured Roman would retain. So all three of them had like their little parts of the match to shine in, and it was awesome. There were some pretty cool spots. The double yes lock was pretty awesome. On Roman and Edge at the same time, and I gotta tell you, I don't hate the fact that Roman came away with the title. It was unpredictable because everybody was predicting, Edge would take the title to complete the Cinderella comeback or whatever, and it didn't happen. Roman knocked them both out, stacked them on top of each other, pinned them both at the same time. And I like that because I honestly think now that Big E has dropped the Intercontinental title, um, they should start building to um, a match at next year's Wrestlemania between him and Roman for that title, where Roman finally gets beat for that title by Big E. But that's just my own opinion. How are we doing here? 25-45, okay, cool. That's just my own opinion on that. But it was a good match, and props to all three. They saved night two. Plain and simple. I can't sugarcoat it. It is what it is. Um, so okay, guys. For you, it was just a couple of seconds. For me, it was about 5 minutes. I had to stop and take a drink because my voice was starting to go. So, fortunately, it's at the end of this. I've just got my final summation, and then yeah, I can get this loaded and sent to you guys. But I thought that um, night one was better. Obviously, um, didn't have a damn thing to complain about night one. And there were a few spots where I'm like, wait, okay, whatever. But, I do like that they were able to kind of keep screwy finishes to a minimum. And where there were screwy finishes, you kind of understood and let it go because it fit the story that was being told. So, um, you know, as a whole, the this to me was one of the better manias in a while. By no means was it top of the top tier. It's not going to compete with WrestleMania 17 or WrestleMania 18 um, or even WrestleMania 30, things like that. But it was better than the last few manias for sure. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed um, the two-night aspect of it. I will say that I am a one-night kind of guy, but having said that, I also acknowledge that most people can't do like 2 5-hour shows. Like yesterday was 4:15. If you don't factor in the weather delay, which is I think between 3:45, which is about what night two was, 3 hours 45 minutes. If you stick to between 3:45 and 4:15 um, in one night, you're good because that still gives everybody lots of time, the time they need to tell their stories. But I also know that not a lot of people can sit through, one big 6, 7, 8 hour show. So I would be against keeping it permanently 2 nights and staggering. Um, have one be your long show, your 4 hour, 4 hour, 15-minute show. Have that one be your night 2 with your main events, and then put all your undercard stuff on night 1, say for one main event match, so you have a main event match on each show. Um, you know, you know, have basically do what they did. Have one show be 4:15 and one show be 3:40, 3:45. I think that works best for everybody. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next year. That's just my 2 cents on everything. Let me see if I'm missing. Finishes. Oh yeah, the match of the night. I didn't do this last night either. I don't think. Shit. Alright, match of the night for last night is a tie for me between Bad Bunny and Damian Priest and Miz Morrison and Bianca and Sasha. Match of the night for me on night 2 was obviously the three-way for the Universal Championship. If I had to find, if I had a best match overall for both nights, good lord, it really becomes a case of 1A, 1B. I put the triple threat in the 1A slot, and the Belair Banks match in the 1B slot. But best overall match of the 2 nights to me is 1A, 1B situation. So, thanks for sticking with me. Hope y'all enjoyed this. I love being able to do these things for you guys. Next Power Round is probably going to be SummerSlam. So, you're not going to see these for a while. But, yep, we'll be back with them. I enjoy doing them. And, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for fostering. Gosh, I couldn't do this. So, I appreciate so much that you guys take your time to listen to my disjointed bullshit. And, we'll talk again soon. Love y'all. Peace.